One man, one steak, herbs and spices. The world was not ready. This time, it's personal. Hi. So, I've been asked by a number of people to make a video on how I cook stuff. So I've taken this steak out of the fridge, and what I need to do now is I need to leave this to rest for at least half an hour, preferably an hour, maybe even longer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spice it. Let's go grab those now. So I'm going to go with some crushed chilies. I'm going to go with pepper. The salt comes later, but I'm also going to use some thyme. Thyme is good, works really well. And Worcester sauce. Worcester sauce works fantastically on that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Olive oil, completely forgot. Key. So I've combined all of that, apart from the salt's coming later. And here it is. I've got to be careful, don't want to spill that, but that's your preliminary steak. Bye. So the reason why you want to leave a steak out for a little while is for it to reach room temperature. The reason that matters is not what I thought. I watched a great video earlier today. I always thought it was so that it would cook evenly and whatnot, but what it is all about really is, and the effect is the same, is so that when you hit it on a hot pan, it doesn't cool the pan down. So now I'm going to add the salt. Coarse salt. Flip that over. More coarse salt. That really helps to get a real sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sears. It helps to sear the ends and also integrate that flavor into the steak. So I'm going to leave that for a little bit. And come back in a moment. Okay. So here's what we need to do now. I cleaned this earlier, but I'm just going to give it a wipe, so that there's no dust or residue on my stove. And now some people use pans, and I've got a bunch of them. I'm going to use this. It's the heaviest pan I have, which means it's the heaviest and thickest, which means it's going to absorb a lot more heat. I personally like my steak rare. This is how I'm going to do it. So I'm going to get the hob going and just leave it just like that. I'm not going to add any oil or anything else to that pan, not right now, or rather skillet. It's a corrugated skillet, I guess. I don't know what they're called. I just know it works for me. And I'm going to let that heat up probably for about 5 or 10 minutes until it's really hot. And then we'll be back. So, I take my steak now. I want to pat it down. I want to remove any excess oils and whatnot. You can probably see that the fumes are coming off the pan now. So I want to reduce the amount, and I don't know if this is right or not, the amount of bloody irritating smoke that's going to come off this thing. Ready? Sealing it off. To help to keep the the moisture inside. You've got to open all the windows for this. Probably a better way, but if there is, I don't know it. There are some amazing cooks out there. Do check out their websites. Look at that, huh? What you want is a good sort of burnt crust on the outside, and then you'll see what I'm going to do next. Hang on. This is what will determine how you like your steak. I like mine rare. So the next phase in this, once I've got a real good crust going on here, is to reduce the temperature of the pan and then just work it until it's where I want it to be, in terms of how I like my steak. that it's producing a lot of smoke. Right, good, I'm fine. But the fact of the matter is, it's worth it for a great fucking steak. I've got the windows open, why? Good. So now it's all well sealed. I've reduced the temperature to, well, from 9 to 3. And now I'm going to leave it alone for a little bit, flipping it every now and then to allow the heat to go through it. I've sealed it, I've got that crisp edge, and now I'm going to let it just heat up, really. See you in a bit. So now it's done. Let's let it rest for a bit. You've got to let the juices kind of sink in. Right, let's check it out. We left it for a couple of minutes. Let's see how this turned out. Good luck to us all. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Now, if you don't like it that rare, you can leave it for a little longer, but damn, that's good.